Well, my dad said it'd probably be a good sport to try, and then I looked on like your Instagram and I looked on other stuff, and it just seemed like a really cool and different sport. Seemed interesting to do.
Well, my parents first signed me up for rowing, so I didn't really have a choice, but then once I really started liking it because it was just a lot different from like the regular pressure sports I've been in before. Like the team just felt much more supportive than other sports I've done.
My mom did rowing when she was in college, so I think that's what initially got me to start rowing. And eventually I just learned to love it.
I think the moment I realized I loved it is when I finished my first really hard piece on the erg, and I got that feeling of satisfaction when I got off.
I think the moment I realized I loved rowing was when, in spring, when we won our first regatta, and by a lot too. And I just remember just feeling so happy. I worked hard and I pushed myself, and that like actually paid off to something, and something really good. So I think that's when I realized like, oh, I want to keep doing this and I really like this.
It was my first day on the water in a quad with 3 novices and a guy who'd been rowing for 3 years. And we're rowing back to the channel in the middle of sunset, and you just hear the oars against the water, and it was just peaceful, and I realized that this is something that I wanted to do for a few years at least.
It's a team sport. You play with other people and like you row with other people. It's just a different atmosphere than like a regular like skating where you're doing solos instead of like a team like in a boat with other people.
Going out on the water is really exciting because I get to be with my friends and people who I'm connected with. The actual like pushing is really hard, but the feeling at the end when I'm done is so rewarding.
It's like a family. I like that it's small and it's like this own little community, and yeah, we have little disagreements and things, but we always work them out.
I like that the team's like, we're all really close. It's kind of like a family. So everyone has your back in tough situations.
Rowing is definitely unique because you have to work like with other people. It's like the most team sport you could get. Like you can't do anything on your own. Everyone has to work together to move the boat.
It's this almost beautiful mixture of physical effort, skill, and mental ability that makes it so difficult. But it also makes it incredible. You have to your skill has to be perfect, and you also need to be able to push your mind past where you think it can go, along with your body.
I would say be ready to work, but be ready to enjoy it. Being ready to enjoy every second of the team and just moving out there on the water.
I would say be ready to push yourself. Be ready to like work hard. This is not a sport where you can like, maybe I'll show up, maybe I won't, maybe I'll push hard. I don't feel good, I'm not gonna do this. It's a sport that you have to show up for yourself. So
advice, definitely know that it's gonna be challenging, but it's gonna help you find like new limits to yourself and your ability. Also that the team atmosphere is amazing, and it's probably one of the best teams I've ever been on, like atmosphere-wise and closeness with everyone else. So it's definitely worth it.